Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Cane Corso. So I'm out here with the boys, all four boys. I've got 5. People keep asking where Batista is. He's right there. Batista! He's always up in his little fort, I guess you could call it, up there. He has a very big kennel space. That's where he's at. Some people might wonder, well, why isn't he inside? It's because Batista doesn't do well in a kennel environment. He's a very dominant male, and that shows itself in very unhelpful ways whenever he's in the kennel environment. So I don't do it. Some people say, well, why don't you have him in the house? Well, it's because the last time I tried that with him, he immediately marched his butt right up into my bedroom and peed in the middle of my bed. And I mean like immediately. Like I shut the door, he ran upstairs, immediately went and peed on my bed. Like it was crazy. Because he's a very dominant male. So anyway, that's where he's at. He's a happy dude. He loves his space. And quit digging. And you'd have to know him to know that. So here we've got Don Juan, Mad Mortigan, Grim, and the Preacher Man. And I'm gonna sit here with these guys as I tell you about my new announcement. Big news, crazy news. So I'm gonna tell you a story, how this all started. I have a friend of mine that breeds bully dogs, and he offered me one as like a pet. And I mean, I don't think he had any issue with me breeding the dog, but you know, he knew that I didn't have any intention of breeding bully dogs. And those of you that have been watching for a long time know that I actually wasn't a fan of the breed for a very long time. Important to recognize that in the early 2000s, I was breeding pit bulls, and bully dogs were just starting to become popular. And I could not sell my pit bulls because people would call me and say, hey, do you have Gaudy line? Do you have Razor's Edge? Do you have Gray line? All this stuff, right? Muggleston. And I never knew if it was Muggleston or Muggleston. I don't know. But anyway, I couldn't sell my dogs because that's all people wanted. And I was like, look, those are not real pit bulls, because at the time they were not called bully dogs. They were being sold as pit bulls, and people thought they were pit bulls. And that's why there's such a discrepancy with people as to their ability to identify a pit bull versus a bully dog, because they were sold as pit bulls for a very long time, even though they were not pit bulls. They were mixed breed dogs. So anyway, I had a lot of hate in my heart for the breed for a long time. And then over time, I mean, mind you, this has been close to almost 30 years now. I mean, it's been a long time, since the breed, I think had its first origin. I don't know if they're that old, but they're pretty old. I know that I was breeding in the very early 2000s, and we're in 2023. So, you know, it's definitely been a while. And the breed has come very far. There are people that breed really awful dogs that have horrible structure. There's a lot of uneducated people that are breeding bullies that don't understand anatomy and the limitations of the canine frame. And then there are people that are legitimately breeding like good dogs. I mean, good fronts, good rears, good top lines. Like, I was pretty surprised, to be honest with you. And when I found this out, was this friend that was getting into breeding bullies. He actually, I don't know where they found this trash from. He actually was showing me dogs, and I was kind of helping him with selecting good structured bullies. And anyway, so he offered me one, and I was like, you know what, fine, you know, I'll have one as a pet. Well, then it didn't work out. And at first I was like, you know, whatever, just wasn't supposed to work out, And then I kept thinking about it because I had been looking at them, and I was like, you know what, like, no, like, I want to do this. And so I decided that I was gonna, you know, find my own dogs and breed bullies. So sorry, I'm picking up. They found a cup and decided to destroy it. So anyway, I found some dogs. Now I know that one of the things I've noticed about bully dogs is there's a lot of opinions about them. I used to be one of them that had opinions about them, but specifically even within the breed of people that like bullies, there's a lot of opinions. And I'm very fortunate to be at a time in my life, an age in my life, confidence in my life where I don't care. I don't care what people think about what I do, what I don't do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Always have, always will. But I'm at least at a point where I don't care anymore. Used to be I would do what I wanted to do anyway, but I would still care what people thought. Now I don't care. And that's not to say that I'm going to do bad things and I don't care. It's not like that. It's like I don't move. I don't allow other people's preferences that have no, like, for example, I guarantee you that people are going to be like, don't breed merles, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Well, I will. I have every intention of picking up some merle bullies. Now, am I going to breed merle bullies together? No, that would be unhealthy. But a merle dog on its own, on its face, is not an unhealthy dog. There are plenty of No, mine. There are plenty of breeds that come in merle that don't have the bad reputation for having merle. It's just that there's a lot of people that are uneducated in the bully community, and they don't do any research into genetics, into anything, and they just put dogs together that they think look good, and that creates a bad reputation for everybody else. But it seems as though there's enough people that are doing the right thing that are starting to add legitimacy. And dare I say it, I don't think it's going to be too much longer before AKC eventually does recognize them. I think it would be kind of silly not to. They're as much of a breed as the American Corso are, is what I'll say. American Corso have been around for about 30 years now. And they've been a breed. Hey, I just filled that hole. No. And so anyway, and there's some really nice dogs out there. And I think that there's a good move for them. Like, I'm going to be honest. I've had a Frenchie. I don't like Frenchies. They're cute. And in an idea, it's a great idea. But what I don't like about them is they're too small. They fart constantly. They have a lot of small dog tendencies, so they can be yappy. Like, there's a lot of things that I personally find annoying about them that I don't find annoying about like bully dogs. They don't have a lot of that. So anyway, do I think that it's a done deal and everything set? Absolutely not. Like, it's a breed that is still very much in reconstruction, not reconstruction, but construction, which is actually very similar to what I'm doing with the Corso. Even the European Corso were almost extinct 40 years ago, and we're working to bring them back from extinction and maintain them and really bring the health up and solidify our type and all that kind of stuff. So with my experience in doing that and doing pretty well at it, I might say, I'm going to go ahead and take on that, that kind of, I would say, job of trying to help with the bullies as well. So my dogs are not going to be extreme. I'm not going to have fat dogs. In fact, I've already decided that I'm going to, it's my whole thing is going to be no soft bullies. Go hard or go home. So if you can't have a big dog without it being fat, then you ain't got a big dog. You got a fat dog. And anyway, so I'm going to be promoting non-obese bullies, trying to get people to be responsible in their breeding and really start to pay attention to structure, breed dogs with good structure, good health, all that kind of stuff. So, yep, there you go. I'm going to be bringing home my first bully today, and then I will be bringing home my second bully, which is a female, I believe around the early next month. So, just thought I would share that with you guys. I'm really excited about it. And never thought I would do it, I'll be honest. Probably wouldn't have if my friend hadn't offered me one, because the thought wouldn't have crossed my mind. But now I'm actually pretty excited about it. As far as size goes, I'm going to be breeding. So there's the size thing. Hey, the size thing is kind of a weird one. It's confusing. What I will say is I'm not going to be breeding big bullies. The weight is a lot, but so for example, like an English bulldog weighs a lot, but it's not necessarily a big dog. So they weigh a lot? Sure. Bullies in general tend to weigh a lot, but I'm not going to be breeding big dogs. No XLs. I'm not going to be breeding those tiny ones, those extreme ones that look like frogs. I'm not going to be breeding those. I'm going to be breeding decent, about the size of, like Old English Bulldogs, stuff like that, and smaller, but not too small. So anyway, I'll show you guys as soon as I get them. But other than that, I'm going to let these big boys back in. And also, I'm not going to have a huge program with them either. Nothing like my Corso. It's just going to be more of a hobby. I'm going to dabble and just do my best to breed as good of dogs as I can and try to help that movement to legitimize itself to have show quality, respectable dogs that any dog fancier could appreciate. And I think that that's really the key here is a good dog is a good dog no matter what breed you're in. And we need to get those dogs up to par. And the only way that's going to happen is if there's more people breeding them that understand canine anatomy, that understand that when you have a dog that's so wide that the elbows are literally pointing in opposite directions for the dog's body, that's clearly not a good issue to have. And so really breeding dogs with good structure where they're going to be healthy, they're going to live long lives, but they're also going to have that classic bully look. So I'm excited. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, big man. Did you bye? Hey, you guys. It's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I know it's been a while. I had to take a little bit of a vacation after everything that had gone on with Carrie's puppies. Hold on. I don't know what that's about, what they see. So, these are the last guineas that I have, and I hope that I get to keep them. But I did let them out because I've got Tilla come out here, and so I basically had a bunch of black chickens. They're black Brahmas because I had this lavender rooster that was in with all my hens, and he was basically if a lavender breeds to a bird that doesn't have lavender, then all the chicks will be black. And so I have a bunch of black Brahmas that I was just like whatever about. So this is their pen on the end here, and this is some of them, but there's a bunch of them and they're all over the place. In fact, I think I've got quite a few over here. So I just let them out, and I was like, you know, like I said, whatever, like I'm just gonna let Tillicum learn, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens, and I'm just gonna leave them all out here and just, you know, just see what happens. And I know some people that might sound like savage or whatever, but you know, it's just the thing. He's got to learn. So anyway, he did try to play with them, but he didn't kill not a single one. And but I was definitely play, and he tries to like dominate. He tries to like move them and dominate whatever. Like, what's up, my boy? And so like, you know, he tries to be a dog with them. And I've worked with him a bit, you know. I would let him kind of mess with him a bit, and then if it got to be too much where a chicken had kind of given up, I would tell him to leave and move the chicken. But he hadn't hurt any of them. But you know, he kind of walks up on them. You see that tail straight up like that. So he likes to because I've had to watch him and figure out what he's doing. And so what he does is he dominates them. He basically tries to be the pack leader, and so he will literally, with that tail up, he'll move them around. And they've kind of learned not to run from him a whole lot. And so, because the running does trigger the prey drive, so you can see here. And he basically wants them to move out of his way, because he's the man, and he's like, I'm the man, so if I'm coming, you're moving. Now, I will say today's the first day that I let the guineas out, and you can tell he doesn't know what's up with them, and he doesn't necessarily like it, because he's the man around here, and they're causing a bunch of noise. But, yeah, they are really going off. But like I said, this is the first time I've had them out since they were chicks, and I lost like almost all of them. So you can see here he is. So I'm walking over to them, and he's like, that gave him the permission. He's like, yeah, what is up with them, man? Let's figure this out. Look at him looking at me. He's like, what do you want me to do? So the thing that I like about him, you see the yawn letting out some energy. The thing that I like about him is that unlike Great Pyrenees, he will listen to me. He looks to me for direction to kind of know what to do. Y'all need to go back over where you belong, because y'all are being loud because you went away from the other chickens. So go on. So now I'm going to watch Tillicum and make sure that he doesn't get back. Now, move, go. Move, go. Oh, he's gonna lay down. He's like, I'm being good, right? It's fine. Take your butts back over there, where y'all can be quiet. There we go. There's your chicken friends. See how they speed up to go to the chickens? Now the black chickens have not gotten out, and to show you just how much I trust Tillicum, I've left the door open to their area, to these kennel things that they have. I've left the door open all night, and he does not go in there. He does not mess with them. So he's finally figured it out. It was definitely a maturity issue. Like I said, I've been leaving him out here with them, and he's allowed to approach them. Like I said, I'm not going to get on to him for that. As long as the attention that he's giving is okay and it's healthy, then I'm fine with it. And this is his area. He's the man here, and those are some new chickens that are out. So I'm not surprised that he's giving them a little bit more interest than the black ones. But anyway, pretty cool, pretty cool situation. I'm very happy that he's finally matured into this job, because I wasn't sure that he was going to. He had a lot of prey drive, and there was a lot of people that were trying to analyze what I was doing and be very critical, but you know, I have good instincts when it comes to dogs. I may not know how to do something, but using my good instincts, I can figure out how to do it by observing and watching and trying new things and stuff like that. And that's really what I did with him, is I just I watched him, and I just kind of got to know, you know, get to know his drive. And yes, he did have prey drive, but it was prey drive that was play, and it wouldn't escalate to killing. It would only escalate to just playing too rough. And so, see, that's him just letting them know. See that tail up like that in the side eye? That's just him being a man. He's like, I'm the man, and this is and he just wants them to know that he's the man, and this is his yard. These are his chickens, and as long as they behave, they'll be fine. But anyway, I'm really happy about it. I don't plan to have a ton of chickens free ranging all the time, but it does help with costs, to keep feed costs a little bit lower, to be able to do that. And so far, I have not had any predation in this area. I will say that somebody did kill the fox that was frequenting my house. Whether it was on purpose or whether he was hit by a car or he died of old age, I don't, you know, natural causes, I don't know, but I can tell you that he's not here anymore. And so I've had, I mean, I've, you know, there's been, lots of signs, basically, you know what I mean? I've been free ranging chickens, even on the other side of the fence. There's chickens over there, and he did not get them. There's been no predation other than my own dogs. So I'll show you guys what I did recently, which is why I haven't made, well, it's not why I haven't made a pack video in a while, but I did have to kind of figure this out recently. So I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on. Let me move this gate. Oh, I got a new egg out of my splash. Out of my splash hen. Let's see here. Okay. So, as you can see, I've got all these chickens over here free ranging. And these are all roosters for the most part. They're undesirables for me. They're all chickens that I'm just not interested in breeding. Just a ton of roosters from my 2023 summer hatchathon, where I hatched out more eggs than a person should ever hatch out, just because I could. So this is what I've done, because basically what happened is there's an opening right there in the fence, that piece, and they've never, ever, ever gone through there. I've even tried to call them in when one of them ran over here and they wouldn't jump. Well, they did. A bunch of them did, a bunch of puppies, and I was inside cleaning up the kennel area. So they jumped through this hole here, and they got, I think, 4 or 5 chickens they killed before I realized what was going on. And so what I did is I built this area here. Now, don't mind the poop pile. I'm gonna get that. The thing that I use is right there, and it's full of sand because I was replacing sand in coops. But yeah, that's 2 days worth of poop. Actually, a day and a half. But anyway, I have this. This here is the fenced area that I've created for them. And so whenever I let them out to go to the bathroom, this is what they get. I'm going to expand it back into the trees and back up here, like into that area. So they will end up with a much larger area. But for now, this is all I'm really was able to do. I did it the same day that they killed all the chickens because I just couldn't have them going out and doing that. And the chickens were just too much of there's so many of them. They're drinking so much water and they're eating so much. And it was really taking a lot out of me to take care of them. And it's just a bunch of roosters. There's like no point. So, and I know I should just go in there and kill them all for food. But anyway, you know, we did our meat chickens, and And I don't need anything more right now. And so anyway, it is what it is. But I do love, there's nothing like your own chicken is what I'll say. And then I have a deep freezer and I just pull one out. So this is the one I did. And you can see here I did that. This is the one I did yesterday. And looking fantastic. These guys are very happy. Sure do love that rooster. Anyway, I got to clean up over here. I've been tossing things from work from in here right here so that I knew that I would pick it up. It's the chaos of the female energy in a work environment, and I'm trying to be productive, but there's that part of me that's, and I get mad at myself, like, Rachel, why can't you put your tools up? You're always wondering where your tools are. If you just put it back where you had it, but I don't remember. Look at my new coffee mug. Jesus and coffee. Come on, are you gonna? There we go. I don't know what's up, bro. So anyway, he's doing, like I said, he's doing so good, and I figured out what I'm gonna do with these things. So basically, I've been trying to figure out how to utilize these for the chickens. And during the summertime and stuff, when the weather's good, it's fine. But when winter hits, I'm gonna have to do more. And so what I've realized is that I'm gonna build coops inside of these, and like wooden, just gonna put together some wooden coops, just very simple, box at the bottom, bars on top for them, and I think it's gonna be fine. And I've even had, like, business is actually picking up because I've had people contact me wanting to know when I'm going to be hatching new chicks, because they really want to buy some of these more unique colorations and stuff. So I'm happy about that. So now we got our trusty livestock guardian, and he's actually doing his job well. And for all the naysayers, every time somebody wrote a comment, you don't know what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I figured it out. And that's all that matters, Let me get this box. I figured it out. He's doing his job. He's a good boy. And we didn't have to lose any chickens getting there. And even though I was willing with these black chickens here, I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna, they're not very popular, like the black coloration. And so there's just no reason. Like these birds are not cheap. And I really don't skimp. I buy them good food. I buy Kalmbach, which is a really good food. And so, there's a lot of money that goes into these guys. It's not cheap. Their bags of food are like, I think, $25 a bag. And I think I go through them, depending upon the pen of chickens, like I probably buy about 12 bags a month. Which is why, like I said, it was really important for me to start free ranging them, because it's just too much. And so now that I've done that, I'm sure it'll decrease some. These are the biggest chickens I've ever seen in my life. These are not even like, I mean, they're big, but they're not even like really like supposed to be. I mean, I guess they're supposed to be big, but I've never seen any list of these being the biggest chickens ever. But these Cochin, these are called giant mottled Cochin. These are the biggest chicken. This rooster right here in front of me, this dude is huge. He is a massive chicken. He is huge. He is very tall. He is very wide. Some of these are babies. They're much younger. I mean, they're all young. None of them are laying yet. I think I need to trim their butt feathers. I think that's what people do with these birds, is they trim all the butt feathers. But they are very cool. There's a female in here. There she is over her right there. Reese saw her and she was like, oh my God, see her head? It's so nice, like a bulldog. Just a big old fat wide head. See her back there, the black one, she got pecked in the face just now. She's super wide and heavy. Pretty wild. Pretty wild, man. These are some big old chickens. Very big. I love them. I didn't expect to like Cochin this much, but I love them. And they're pretty docile too. I would say even more so than the Brahmas. And these are like really good Cochin. Because I have other Cochin that are not near this good. Not even close. Anyway, well, I just thought I would update you guys about Tillicum. I know a lot of people were worried, and it just goes to show how I was talking about that this is why I don't have my dogs in kennels anymore. I don't like the effect that kennel runs have on the temperament of dogs. It's like keeping a dog in a backyard all the time. It just develops all of their instinctual behaviors like territorialness, prey drive, just aggression, just all this stuff. And I like what I'm doing with my dogs now. You know what I mean? It's much better for them psychologically. And as you can see, Tillicum is now out here doing his job. And he's actually in the back. What he does is he hides. Oh, you can't see him, my bad. He hides behind these kennels over here in the shade and some cool dirt. And he just watches, and anytime somebody comes out here, you know, he's on them like white on rice. But I'm pretty happy about it, man. All's well that ends well. So anyway, hope y'all are having a good day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.